Hello, welcome to News with Rupert. I'm your host, Rupert.
It's morphin' time!
On December 11th, Justin Trudeau announced his Liberal government's strategy to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, or GHGs. The goal is to get them below 2005 levels by 2030. I just have one question. When 2030 rolls around and we succeed, are we gonna get to party like it's 2005? I sure hope so. The issue is, Canada has missed every single climate goal it has ever set. We suck at climate goals. Let me put a pre-2005 analogy to you here. If climate goals are the NBA, then Canada are the Vancouver Grizzlies. And that hurts me to say because I loved the Vancouver Grizzlies. I loved every player who's ever played for them with all of my heart. A lot of the discussion surrounding JT's announcement harkens back to the 2015 Paris Agreement, which essentially gathered a buttload of nations to make an agreement that we'd stop sucking ass on climate-related shit. A main goal was to decrease global temperature rise by 2050. The target of 1.5 degrees Celsius was signed by almost all the nations of the world. In order to achieve the goal, we have to reach net zero emissions. This means emissions produced 30 years from now will be absorbed into the atmosphere by measures which scrub carbon. Scrubbing carbon, eh? Is that like chimney sweeps for the ozone layer?
The chimney sweep world?
Yes, that is Justin Trudeau's plan. A hefty carbon tax levied on everyone. You, me, and the corporations too. Gas prices at the pump are gonna raise 30 cents a liter by 2030. And that's not just gonna make gas more expensive, but it's gonna make everyday necessities more expensive too. According to the Liberals, the best way to stop climate change is to make pollution more expensive. That's just a weird way to phrase pollution. We don't buy pollution. We buy oil, we burn it, and it causes pollution. This kind of plan at least unites the left and right wings because we're both equally unimpressed. To be fair, it does have a $15 billion investment into retrofitting homes and the electrical car sector. One of the biggest contributors to GHGs is our homes. In Quebec, people like to put saran wrap on the windows and doors. It works okay, but it's kind of uncomfortable living inside of packaging for 5 months out of the year. And clearly, in the eyes of the younger generation, this is all too little too late. Teen activist Amelia Penny Crocker from New Brunswick mailed a letter every single week of 2020 straight to the Prime Minister's desk. She was so persistent that Canada's Environmental Minister, Jonathan Wilkinson, is reviewing her letters. And that's surprising, because I didn't know Zoomers used pens or knew about actual mail. They're like, write you a letter with my phone arm? It's as wild as finding a millennial who read Lord of the Rings. Most of us watch the movies. I mean, books can't do the same stuff as movies. Look at this scene.
If you want.
Liv Tyler is an elf queen. This teen not only found a non-digital postbox, but she wrote letters that are wide-ranging in their intersectionality and overflowing with compassion for both sides. In her letters, Amelia makes a great point. It's that Trudeau's kind of letting down everybody. We don't want to see the Albertans lose their jobs, but we also want to breathe air in the future. Toronto's Mayor Doug Ford seems even more depressed than usual.
You know something?
It's like Trudeau's his drinking buddy who just flaked out on him at a bachelor party. I feel for you, Doug. Trudeau broke the bro code on this one hardcore, but he broke it earlier than this when he bought the TMX pipeline. Yo, check it out. Canada is the third largest per capita GHG emitter in the world. We are seventh in terms of net GHG waste behind China, USA, India, Germany, Mexico, and Australia. That'd be pretty awesome if it was soccer. It'd be cool to be top 10 at a sport. I only wish Canada sucked as much at pollution as it did at soccer. We'd be like a beacon to the world. I mean, it's not like we haven't known about this technology already. We've known about it since at least James Bond, the Man with the Golden Gun, which was filmed in 1974. In fact, I have it in my collection back here. Let's just take a peek at one of the scenes I'm talking about.
The man with the golden gun.
5% efficient. If you developed a solar cell that efficient, he solved the energy crisis.
Yes, so you've told me. Coal and oil will soon be depleted. Uranium's too dangerous. Geothermal and tidal control too expensive. I know all that.
So you're telling me We're going to set some faraway goal for 2030 or 2050. When we've known about this technology since Roger Moore was doing karate chops and boning mad honeys with no protection. Now that is irresponsible. And I'm not talking about the raw dog, though that is also not a good idea. To compensate for this increase in cost of living, the government's going to give rebates, and you're going to get rewarded if you choose to retrofit your home or buy an electrical car. But those rebates are going to be around $2,000 to $4,000 a year, depending how big your family is. It's not exactly going to help families that much. It's just kind of making it a privilege. The reality is, we needed to transition to renewable energy back in the Pierce Brosnan era, like 1999, Y2K. And now, here we are in late stage Daniel Craig, and we haven't transitioned yet. It should be noted that the stronger parts of this plan, namely the retrofitting of homes, were in Jagmeet Singh's 2018 NDP platform. Also, Jagmeet's TikTok game is pretty on point right now. In fact, he's completely serving any other Canadian politicians in terms of his relatability to millennials or below. It makes me wonder, wouldn't it be great if politicians were judged maybe more on their social media following, like artists? You know, the more followers you have on social media, the more likely they will be the party leader. It's not the best thing for artists. In fact, I really don't like it personally. But it would at least lead Canada to maybe a greener future rather than down a pipeline towards self-combustion. Shout-outs Vancouver Grizzlies. Shout-outs Montreal Expos. Shout-outs retrofitting your home. Big ups if you have enough money for an electrical car. Otherwise, I guess, I don't know what you're gonna do. Mad respect to the Power Rangers and anybody fighting evil. I'm gonna be putting out an episode every week because I'm inspired by Amelia Crocker, the girl from New Brunswick. Maybe Justin Trudeau will see one of these days. The aim is to get some of these bigger announcements out in a more entertaining way. Let's have a great year. Shout outs.